There you are. Oh, and you've got those wonderful pillows again. Are you muted? Oh, nope, you're good.
I'm good.
You're good.
All
Hi
right,
again.
excellent.
And
Thank you.
no hurricane this time, right?
No storm coming through this time.
Oh, excellent.
It's actually gorgeous day outside, super sunny, kind of warm. So it's pretty nice, pretty classic Georgia autumn weather. So thanks again for hosting the show. I do appreciate the opportunity to be here and talk about our farm. But my name's Helen Boyle. My camera woman is my daughter Liz, who's very good at this stuff. And we live in North Georgia, kind of sandwiched between the Metro Atlanta area and the Georgia mountains. So we have a small farm, and we've lived here amazingly almost 10 years now. But we grow gourmet garlic and have Angora goats. Kind of an interesting combination, but the harvest season is perfect because the garlic is planted in the winter, harvest it in the middle summer, and then the goats are kind of the opposite of that. So as far as our time, it works out really well. And today, what I was going to do is just show you some of the Angora products that we have. I have to apologize. I have a kind of a leftover cold, so I've got this achy cough. But I just want to give you a little bit of information about Angora goats if you're not familiar with them. On the farm here, we have 6 of them. We have 5 wethers and 1 doe. I have 3 white ones, 2, I'll call them gingery brown ones. These are the new babies we got. And then 1 dark brown one. And they're either 3, 2, or almost 1. So they're a fairly young herd. With Angora goats, they are sheared twice a year. They grow approximately an inch of wool every month. So you get somewhere between 4 and 6 inches of wool off them with each shearing. Because of the heat in the Georgia summer, I tend to shear them in early winter, so usually around January, early February, and then in the middle of the summer, and that kind of does well. They don't do well with the heat at all, so definitely have fans in the barn and things like that. A little bit of history about Angora goats. They came to the US in 1849, where it moved in from what is now Turkey, modern day Turkey, which was Asia Minor. They had been in that part of the world for a long time with no other locations. And then there was a Dr. Davis who was based in the Atlanta area, who helped kind of form the city of Atlanta. And he was in the railroad industry, and he actually used mohair to stuff the seats of railroad cars in the 1870s. There was at one time a huge population down in Texas. As the federal government removed the subsidies, that kind of dropped off over the years. And now it's mostly small farmers who have them. There's not a huge number of massive farms. Actually, just recently, South Africa changed as the leader in mohair around the world. But I just have 6 of them, just a little itty bitty farm. But anyway, that's a little bit of the history on the Angora. So I'll show you a little bit about what I have. Right here is just a bucket of the wool sheared. So this is something from this last shearing that I did in summertime. I'll give you an idea of the size of it. This is what a typical lock looks like. I clean this out as best I can and take as much as the VM out, but you can see just by looking at it, there's still a little bit left in it. But this will give you an idea of the sort of average length of what it looks like when you're getting ready to process it. So it's a pretty good length on it. I wash my wool using the Unicorn brand of products. So this is being washed and then treated with some conditioner. So minus the VM, it's pretty much ready to be, worked on. I know some people have contacted me about using it for like adult hair and things like that. So if you do that particular thing, there is a little bit of VM in it. So I just want to make sure people are aware of that. But it's nice and shiny. My goats they get their supplements and some other additives into their feeds to make sure they've got all the nutrients and things like that they might need. So definitely spoiled little brats. But I sell the wool by the half pound. This is a half pound right here. I have these little bags that I put it in just for storage, make it a little bit easier for you. There's the website's at the bottom there. But of course, you can go to the Fiber Artist page and get it directly from that. Each of these bags has half a pound. If you need more, I can certainly pack it up in as much as you need of it. And then over here is some more leaning towards the wool getting processed. So in these bags along the table here, this is wool that I have dyed. I've got 5 different colors. The one Liz has right now, that's indigo. I didn't use the sodium ash on it, so it's turned out as a nice pale bluey gray color. This one right here is a nice golden brown, which it's got a couple of different tints of the brown in there. And this is just, you know, again, there's going to be a little bit of VM in here with because it's just the raw mohair that's being processed. This one on the end is using logwood. So it's a gorgeous, really bright red color.
Now, when you use these, are you using the root, bark? What are you using, and how do you prepare it?
So I kind of cheated on these ones the first time around and just bought some natural dyes.
Okay.
This is the company here that I get it from. So these are all natural dyes. There's no chemicals in them. And basically put them in, and depending on different dyes, you process a little differently, but mostly it's just a boil. So soak them in the dye and then boil it until all the dye is absorbed into the wool. Now with indigo, what I'll do next time, which I didn't do, let's say you add the sodium ash to it, and then it gives it that deep, what we think of indigo blue color. So this, I used the indigo dye, I just did it a little bit differently. And then this one on the end here is really nice. I used a green color as the base and then added in the red. So you see, you got a little bit of a tint of a beige and then a lovely pinky color in that one. So you can see, based on what I have left here, 3, 3, 2, 1, and 1 this is all the dye wool I have left right now. I need to make some more, but that's what's available right now. And the numbers, the quantity is on the website. Yeah, there's a difference between the kind of a rusty brown and a really deep maroon color.
Those are beautiful.
Thank you. So I'll flip over now and look up on the wall here at the actual yarn I have. So I have a friend who is a spinner, and she buys the wool, the mohair for me, sorry, and produces the wool. And this is what's available right now that she's done. These two right here are actually right off my goats. The other ones have more in them, but they're not from mine. But these are the fleece from my guys, which I always think she's great. The name she comes up from, the different wool. You can see along the top here, underneath the windowsill, is the names for it.
Those are just beautiful.
Yeah, and this one here is a Mangus Bay is actually down in the US Virgin Islands. And if you go on the web and look at that, this is what it exactly looks like. It's pretty amazing the name she comes up with it from. She must have gone there to visit or something because to remember those colors, but it's just a lovely color here. And this one is After the Storm at Midnight. Is just super, super fluffy. I mean, I can just imagine making a scarf or a shawl or something out. That would be really nice. So on the lengths on these, let me just give some details on them. So the Pumpkin Cafe, which is the mohair from my guys plus silk wrapped in here. This is 95 yards approximately, 4.6 ounces. The Rocky Beach is 105 yards and 3.75 ounces. And both of these are $36 for the scheme. The After the Storm at Midnight is 130 yards, 3.3 ounces, and this one is $24. And if you see, it's got a touch of gray and purple in there, so it's just really lovely. The Tourist Bay is 2.35 ounces and approximately 100 yards. And the Sepia Toned Memories this one's 160 yards and 3.6 ounces. So this one and the Black Midnight are quite thick, and this one is a little bit finer. And then, of course, the mohair is super fluffy. It's really nice. Oh, I'm sorry. So 24 on the Midnight, and then these two here at the end are 18 each. So 18 and 18. So 36, 24, and 18.
And those are up in your store, and I posted your URL. So if anyone wants those, you can just say you want them now on Facebook and we'll set them aside. But you can also go and shop the store and see all the beautiful things that Helen has.
And then shifting a little bit more towards processing the wool, these are dizzies that my husband made from some different wools. These are mahogany and the dark colored one that Liz has there, and then scarlet oak. And just a quick story. So the scarlet oak actually came from a tree that fell over and hit a house that we own. And so it was a recycled tree that cost us a whole bunch of headaches. And then the mahogany was wood that my husband collected many years ago from pallets that were coming in from Japan with wire on them. And it turns out these are from Malaysia. So this mahogany was considered to be low grade. It wasn't good enough for furniture. So that's why they used it for the pallets, but it's pretty gorgeous wood. And then I put in the 5 different holes. So you've got it all in one when you're dizzing the wool right there. Liz was showing you the mahogany ones are a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier than the scarlet oaks, but it's really just a preference of what you would like. And they've all been sent.
Just for those folks out there who might not know what you do with those dizzes, could you explain?
Yeah. So here in the bowl right here is the raw wool, and of course some people use it like for dolls and things like that. But most people are going to take it and card it. And I don't have my carders here, but you can card it by hand or with a mechanical device. But you basically take the wool and lay it on some little fine teeth on a comb and comb it back and forth until it's all, I guess, processed out. And what that does is it bonds the fibers together and allows the wool to be able to become stronger. And then once you've carded it, the next step is to rove it. So depending on how thick you want it to be to weave it, to spin it, you'd put it through one of these holes right here. And then after you've put it through the holes, then you have roving. And then from roving, then you can move on and do your spinning. So for folks who don't actually process wool, it's pretty time-consuming process. But the cool thing is when you're all done, you have, incredible wool like this that you probably couldn't even buy anywhere else. So it's a great end product. All right, so last couple of things I have are my pillows. We call these the All Thing Angora pillows. The head on it is a sketch that I put together, and this is our farm logo. And then what I have on them is, and let me clarify, this is a polyester blend, so it's really good for resistant stains and things like that. It is got a little bit of fuzz on it from being moved around. And then on the edge of it here, this brown, the light brown color, tan color, that is actually the mohair used when you create horses' girths. So I use that as my edging. And then if we flip her over on the back, and I'll use this one because it's the easiest to see. This is why I really got into this. When I saw this fabric, I was like, if this isn't mohair, I don't know what is. So that's that's the fabric that I use. So this is what I call black on white. This one here is gray on white, or gray on black, or really dark brown on black. And then the one up here is light gray on dark gray. So just depending on your preference on your color. And then inside of them, the stuffing is a combination of mohair and just regular polyester pillow stuffing. So, and those 3 different colors are also available on the website.
Those are super. Those would make such great holiday gifts for somebody who loves Angora goats.
Or just I think there's somebody, with the country style decor that people like. I thought it would look great on a chair with that kind of idea. And then the last item I have here is a brand new one we've added, and this is not on the store page yet. I haven't had a chance to take any pictures, but this is a box that my husband made that I was putting together as a gift box. So what this is, again, this is the mahogany that I had mentioned that we had upcycled. So mahogany in the lid here, and the mahogany on the bottom of it here. These are slats, so they do have a little bit of movement in them as they expand and contract. This is the main body of the box is made out of heart pine, and then the inlay around the front, all that goes all the way around it, is purple heart, and then mahogany.
Okay, that is absolutely beautiful. And do you have more of those that you can sell, or are they only coming as kits?
No, well, so we're just getting started with doing this. So this is just kind of the first one available. There will be another one out there that's going to have be made out of pine, but I'm going to gel stain it a gray color, and then we're going to inlay it with the top and the bottom are also purple heart, and the inlay will also be purple heart. So,
That,
and
oh, I love that box. I absolutely love that. I love what's inside of it. So
so
yes,
what we're
please
doing
make
with
some
this
more.
is putting it together as a gift box. So mahogany des, a half a pound of the wool, and then we'll call this the mahogany box, and we're going to sell this for $105.
Oh, that is such a great gift.
So, you know, it's definitely got storage. What I didn't put on yet is we'll put some little felt feet on it so that it doesn't damage Genevieve's table. But that's going to be out there on the website for anybody who's interested. And it is sealed with a polyurethane. So it's just natural pine color, heart pine, and then sealed with polyurethane.
And it looks like it's about 12 by 12. Is that right?
I'm looking at my husband. He's sitting over here. 12 by 10, he said.
And how deep?
It's 7.5.
Oh, well, I know you're off camera, but that is beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, you're talking to Ed? Yeah, he's over there on the couch watching. But it's a little bit heavy, so we'll package it up real tight, make sure it gets shipped without any damage. But definitely that will also be available if anybody's interested in it. And like I say, it's all together. We'll consider it a gift package with the des and the wool and the box.
Oh my gosh, I think that is a fabulous gift package.
Thank you. So don't have it listed yet, but I'll get it out there, by the end of the weekend at the latest. And then if anybody has any questions or clarification on it, of course, just contact me through our site. That's our name again, AB Farm and Gardens. And if you look under goat, you'll see the mohair under there as well.
Oh, well, those are absolutely fabulous. Every time you show your stuff, I'm just sort of drooling over all the things you have. Little jealous of your farm.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It looks like Ashley has joined us from the East Coast. So we'll switch over to her. Thank you, Helen.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
we're looking forward to those boxes.